Welcome back to Roadside Nuggets. My name is George, here with 5D Full Disclosure. How's everybody handling their Monday? New start of the week, new beginning. Mondays aren't everyone's favorite, but we're going to get through it. It's mostly through already for most of us on the East Coast. The rest of you on the West Coast, you got a little bit longer to go, and then you're homeward bound. So just keep pushing. It's definitely energies have been pretty heavy today. They're going to continue getting more heavier as we go into the night and then wake up into the next day. It's going to keep climbing. The 1111 portal is really just a marker point. This energy isn't even going to let up until the end of mostly November. We also have an eclipse coming up the last 2 days of Scorpio season in November before we even get to December. So all that jam-packed goodness all within the Scorpio season. On top of that, get ready, folks. You're going to lose your socks. All right, so have a lot of cool stuff to go over today and just a few things to point out because, and as I, definitely I'm grateful for all the confirms, I'm finding on the internet and just through social media and stuff, just, different people like expressing, now in these moments, a lot of the grief coming up, a lot of things that they're going through, feeling, dealing with, and struggling through. And it's really important because, again, we shared many moments up to this point. This was going to be a collective energy, therefore it's a collective experience everyone's going to be going through on a lot of different levels. So it's important to be aware of it and also hold space and be compassionate, not only for yourself, but also for everyone else, because it's going to be a different experience for them. And even though you don't have to take on that role or that experience, it definitely, it's in your role to hold space for them to make it just as much as yourself. And if you don't want someone to make it, if you don't want people to actually get it or heal or to have a better life, you have to really look at that yourself and check yourself. Like, why would I not want another person to, experience love and healing, expansion? Why would I hold that back from them? So definitely being more aware. We're taking the whole, they like to make, holidays about, cancer awareness, all this other, stupid shit. We're going to make our own awareness holiday thing. It's going to be every day, being more compassionate of your neighbor, just more aware. And even if you don't have really an interaction relationship with them, you can still hold space. You can still send love prayers. There's a whole list of things you can do that's a lot more positive and better than the shit you've been doing, right? And that's just the very direct truth about it. It's real. I call myself out all the time. I'm like, look, I'm being an asshole. I need to get this together. And it's not in this like derogatory or cruel like whippy way. It's not. I'm not chastising myself, but I'm being quite real. Just cutting through all the bullshit. There's no need to excuse or justify or come up with a reason for it. It's like, look, at the bottom line, it's like you're still being an asshole. Whether you're right, whether you're wrong, whether you feel justified, or whether you have a good reason for it, you're still being an asshole. And you can't change that being an asshole, right? So again, it goes for everybody, wherever you're at, and different experiences and what you're going through. And just be as real as possible and accept it. Embrace it. It's a part of yourself. Right? It's a part that needs more loving, a part that needs more understanding. Maybe you've been suppressing that part of yourself so long, that's why it's pissed off and angry, because you've been ignoring yourself. And maybe when you start listening and reflecting and writing things down and talking out loud, the things that actually are real, the things that actually are mattering to you, the thoughts you actually really are having that you struggle with, maybe finally we will reach a solution. And so this, the point everyone's got to get to within themselves, and it's definitely being able to express that and be that out loud, towards other people, expressing it towards other people, and just being able to be that in yourself. Very important things. So, again, back to the grief thing, definitely. There was a couple of things that the angels pinged were key things to look at. So this was interesting. I know a lot of people have gone through the whole pretty thing going on. Pretty much everyone's been through it in some way, shape, or form, whether you were directly involved, whether you've been about, on the outskirts, kind of like watching this thing play on and go on by and whatnot. Definitely a lot of people are affected. So up here I'm posting this post that I saw on Facebook, and it definitely, it touched me, and definitely is a really good reflection of where we are at with our distance and our, separation from each other. And so for those of you on Telegram that can't read this, I want to read it for you. So basically it goes, this lady posted on Facebook, she's like, I often wonder how these people felt, couldn't have anyone come see them in their last moments because of their own families were scared of them. Heartless world we live in, and people just keep on going along with it. Mind-blowing. And so basically the picture is, someone obviously in, the emergency room of the hospital, and they are under quarantine. So, the whole COVID thing, and definitely we heard a lot of horror stories about that with, people being isolated from their families, couldn't see them within the last 2 weeks or whatever, and, those people actually died. They died alone without their loved ones, without the people that they wanted around them. And it's awful, and it definitely causes a lot of grief, not only for the people passing, but also for the people who are a part of that experience, who lose the ones they love or don't have the moments with them, or are bombarded with ridiculous rules and regulations that are absolutely unfounded, irrelevant, have nothing to do with what's actually going on, and it blocks love, it blocks experience and closure, ultimately, above all, in a lot of different ways, where it leaves people grieving and traumatized and, unresolved inside themselves, meaning they will go into stagnation. This will be left with them, and this will go into numbness or some kind of addiction or obsession or some kind of denial. This will fester into more pain and suffering later in life, But the fact that we just go along with this and think that this is okay, that we will, as soon as someone is what we think is infected or someone is not fit in our society, we will push them to the outskirts and literally, put them in a box, make them feel so alone. And the other part in this picture is basically it says a heartbreaking sign of the times. In isolation wards where patients die alone, craving the touch of their loved ones, nurses fill gloves with warm water to simulate that comfort. They call it the hand of God. And so literally it's like rubber gloves that they use, latex gloves for hospitals, and they fill with warm water, and they basically tie it and put it over the person's hand, and that's what the person gets to feel as a sense of touch while they're dying in a bed alone. There's no human interaction. Like, that's awful. That's very awful that we're at a state now where we accept things like this. And even in a hospital where, people say is their oath, it is, their duty to save lives and, and to love and care for you and all these different things, like the values and morals we think we really have, we don't honor them. We don't live by them. We don't show up for them every day. We don't have full integrity and respect for them. And so it's really creating a dynamic that's horrifying, And so there's this other post that I came across also on Facebook, and this person, Odessa Odem, she shared, I don't care how spiritual you are. How long can you melt in the sweat lodge? How many people peyote journeys? How many peyote journeys that have blown your mind, or how well you can hold crow pose? Honestly, I don't care. I don't care what planets fall in what houses on your birth chart, how many crystals you have, or how vegan your diet is. I want to know how human you are. Can you sit at the feet of the dying, despite the discomfort? Can you be with your grief, or mine, without trying to advise, fix, or maintain it? I want to know that you can show up at the table no matter how shiny, chakra aligned, or complete you are or not. Can you hold loving space for your beloved in the depths of your own healing without trying to be big? Wow. That's heavy. That's strong and heavy, and I like that. Because it really hits home a lot of solid factors that we're trying to put on a show still. We're trying to prove a point still. Trying to be something that we are not, and we are not up to par with self-love, integrity, respect, or any of that. To the point where, we're still trying to create this external mask, like this lifestyle that when other people peer into our life or see us, this is what they see. We'll put the tree right here. We'll put the bush over here. We'll put the flowers right here. Yeah, they'll come in right here, so they'll see it from this angle. So this will look good to them. This will really sell the whole set. That's really what humanity is at this point. We're looking how to sell ourselves and be more buyable, more acceptable, more attractive, more just wanted in all kinds of different ways. And it's like, there's nothing you in it at all. It's not about you. It's not for you at all. You're like using yourself like borrowed goods. That's the amount of respect and honor we have for ourselves internally, where that's the kind of value we walk around with. And we wonder why we can't live happy, or we can't manifest the things in our life that give us the peace and joy that we really know would. Right? So, again, it's really about being human. It's about being real. It's about being vulnerable. And letting go of all the lies, all the justifications, all the ways out, all the excuses and the escape cards. Just being real and facing it, facing the music, and being all right with the results, no matter what they are, no matter what you get back. Not having expectations of what it's supposed to be like. Therefore, no matter what comes back to you, you can't be disappointed. You can't be upset. You can't be mad. You can't be stressed because you weren't expecting anything. Right? We got to change the whole orientation of how we think things and what we want things and how we think God works and all this, where we fit into the whole thing. Because we sound like a bunch of spoiled little wanting brats all the damn time, complaining about all of our issues, all the things wrong in life. But you know what? The moment someone wants to share truth with you, the moment someone will be vulnerable and real with you, nope, don't want to hear it. Don't have time for it. Find me another time. Well, catch me when I have free time. It's like for some reason you keep telling yourself this lie that you're actually looking for, the way out. You're looking for the better life. You're looking for the success. You're looking for the healing and all the fullness. Pandora's box. So where's it at for you? The treasure at the end of the rainbow bridge. You're looking for it. But every single time the answers come towards you, you think you know better. You want to control. You want to push back. You want to resist. You want to debate and negotiate with what you're asking for. And so, of course, you're going to get little. Of course, it's going to be less than what you wanted. Because the whole damn time you were sitting there fighting it and negotiating, debating the whole time like it's like an auction. You asked for all of it. And then when it comes, you want to pick it apart because you're like, you don't think it'll make you happy. You don't think this is what you want right now. You don't think this is enough. And you have no idea because you're not there yet. And you're just thinking, projecting. We've gotten so over the line with things that we got to pull it back. Confirm. And we got to realize, okay, we are not angry people. We are not fucked up, broken people. We are hurt. We are abused. We are traumatized, suppressed, conditioned and programmed, in deep amounts of fear. And we have learned to identify with all those lowers as if it is what we are, and it's not. There's a whole other flip to the side of the coin for us all. And we got to be willing to let go of all the things we were so scared of being who we really are, that we fought and we struggled with the truth of just accepting it for a moment because it was real at that time. But we are so linear that once we think we accept something, it means it's for life. It's like signing some contract that as soon as you admit that you're a liar, as soon as you admit that you're a whore, as soon as you admit that, maybe you don't give a fuck about yourself, as soon as you admit that you really do hate yourself, as soon as you admit the truth, you're scared. As soon as you do that, it's like signing the dotted line that you can never regain innocence back from that again. It's over. And people have like this such resistance to being transparent. Like, yes, it's true. Which that's the moment it frees you. That's the moment it liberates you from that, the pressure and the weight of not wanting anyone to know, not wanting anyone to be able to judge you or have opinions or come back and compete with you. You wanted to be whatever you want to be. whatever reflection you want them to see. It's like so much control that the moment some realness starts to pour out of you, you try to shut it up. Try to lock it away and close it off because you think that makes you weak. You think that makes them zero in on you and as if you're a target. You'll be picked out from the herd. Right? And a lot of times, this is what happens because people end up manifesting this kind of experience for themselves because they're so afraid of that being the end result that they hold on and attach, and they refuse, they resist so much that it ends up coming in anyways because ultimately they're going. You're evolving, you're moving forward. So either way, you got to evacuate out of that experience and move forward. So you either let go and move forward or you push further in with control where the catalyst is going to explode you outward. You know, so like you're going to manifest one of the two that's going to help you move to the higher reality. Just how it is. You know, so definitely very interesting concepts. Going to get to, let's pull up the astrology for today and see how that's going. And then I got a clip. I was really happy with the stream yesterday. Fake book didn't mess with it, so cool with that. So we're going to play another video from it. I was pretty sure they're going to probably copyright us like they usually do. But no, it didn't happen. So I'm pretty grateful for that. All right, where's Google at in this thing? I'm pretty sure... All right. What are the planets doing today? Let's find out.
Same thing they do for the last 200 million.
You sure?
No.
So for today, November 8th, 2021, while Mondays tend to be the most dreaded day of the week, recommitting to your work schedule won't feel so difficult this time around, as the Capricorn moon forms a helpful connection to action planet Mars this morning. You'll be in the mood to chip away at your career goals, and even the more mundane aspects of your job should go by quickly while instilling you with a sense of accomplishment. Staying on task will be a priority. This comes easily right now, but you want to make sure you take breaks to recharge, especially during the first part of the day when the moon forms a harsh square to healing asteroid Chiron. It would be easy to overwork yourself in this cosmic climate, so even if you feel as though you can push forwards with your agenda, take regularly scheduled breaks. Anyway, excitement comes to shake up your afternoon as Lady Luna and wildcard Uranus form a helpful connection. Financial and professional breakthroughs are likely to occur under this energy, so don't be afraid to take a few well-calculated risks. The sun and moon share a soft connection as the day comes to a close, and you should be feeling pretty good about your efforts. Use these vibes to build up your confidence and don't shy away from any compliments or acknowledgements of your accomplishments. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Thank you, angels, for that wonderful horoscope. All right, let's move forward. So, we've got a little video I'm going to show you. So this is from the movie The Shack. So I'm going to play this. This is a scene from in the kitchen where God is talking to Mackenzie. And he's still definitely a little frustrated. He's very frustrated, actually, not even a little. He's very pissed off at God. You know, his daughter's dead still. You know, she was killed and murdered. You know, there's no graphic scenes around this, so don't worry, folks. But definitely, it's definitely the energy of it. It's very intense, and you know, I love it. I love the words just used and the picture they create with them. So here we go. Check it out.
Life takes a bit of time and a lot of relationship.
You're the Almighty God, right? You know everything. You're everywhere, all at once. You have limitless power. Yet somehow, you let my little girl die. When she needed you most. You abandoned her.
I never left her.
If you are who you say you are, where were you when I needed you?
Son, when all you see is your pain, you lose sight of me.
Stop talking in riddles. How can you say that you will help me when you couldn't help her? Because of you, she's gone. Unless you can change that, I will never be free.
The truth sets everyone free, Mackenzie. And the truth has a name. He's over in his woodshed right now, covered in sawdust.
Truth? I know that story. You left him, too. Seems like you have a bad habit of turning your back on those you supposedly love.
I'm not who you think I am.
He said it himself. My God, why hast thou forsaken me?
You misunderstand the mystery. Don't ever think that what my son chose to do didn't cost us both dearly. Love always leaves a mark. We were there together. I never left him. I never left you. I never left his. He's a beauty, isn't he? Created to fly. You, on the other hand, were created to be loved. Living unloved is like clipping a bird's wings. Pain has a way of doing that to us. If it's left unresolved, you can forget what you were created for. It's not something I want for you. That's why you're here, Mackenzie. This is your flying lesson. Dinner's almost ready.
Dinner's almost ready. Yeah, that movie is really, really awesome. I love it. Not sure how the sound really feels, how the sound is heard on the Telegram with the videos, but we'll check it out later. But it's on Facebook. So I'm gonna read a couple of different things we got through earlier. So it was just interesting. I was going back through some things, tapping with the angels, and I was adding on to some things I already had gotten through from them before a couple days ago. And let's see. Yeah, so it was really interesting. So like the energy of like how I was just really going through it and just like kind of looking at the triggers that were going on collectively, you know, what we've been through in the last couple of days, and just like with the whole, you know, astral world thing. And and by the way, I had like this like insane dream last night. Like literally, like it felt like the dream went on for hours. You know, I definitely feel like it was a massive, energetic attack, from the cabal, and just trying to keep the darkness on this planet, trying to pull humanity off the timeline in a lot of different ways. And it was just interesting how the energy all came through, because when we shared about November 5th, November 5th was more of the energy of no formalities, and November 5th was also that was Friday. And so this preparation, getting ready for it. And so that night of November 5th, just all the energy, just that whole night into the morning of November 6th which was the cap for the grief popping off of the collective. That morning, we woke up with a bunch of grief. We woke up with a bunch of horror, basically, finding out that people were dead. This whole thing went crazy. People were dying, and and a whole lot of stuff was going on. It was weird. It was not okay, and things are off about it. So just moving through. We're here on the 8th, and so just kind of tapping and feeling more into that, how the energy is really physically presenting itself. And then where the angels were really pushing at, for tomorrow, for November 9th, that was the energy of, getting out, basically. It was the collective, the collective tipping point, essentially. It was set for tomorrow, the collective trigger, whatever that is. And so just kind of seeing, how the energy is really fluctuating and getting more intense, and it's only continue to keep rising even up to the 11/11 portal, and even after that. Definitely, stay on board, people. This energy is not playing around, and it's kicking a lot of stuff up to the surface so we can embrace where we actually truly are as a collective. You can't just stay in your own little bubble, on your own little island, and try to make it a heaven that way. It's not going to work for any of you. It's time to wake up to the actual reality of what is going on this planet, what's been going on, and what do you got to participate in to get it back online in your role, your purpose. So that was interesting. So going forward, what more will be added on? So they added more on with that. This was from this morning. So they were showing that the energy will continue to climb, for the next few weeks. There will not be a break in the energy. There will, however, be a massive release point. They were sharing around the collective time for the end of November. And so what they were sharing was interesting. So basically, a lot of the work that we've been working on energetically and transforming and healing now, this is going to set the tone for what we complete by the end of November. And with that eclipse coming in on those last 2 days of the Scorpio season in November, is going to be a powerful, almost like a staple. It's really going to cement in a solid foundation of what we've really worked on and gotten complete. It's going to make it solid. And that's what we're really going to stand on going forward into 2022. So the energy by the end of November, that's really what's going to start setting the solid foundation for 2022. As we move into that next year, November's energy, as we release it, will start to build that solid plank that we're going to stand on. Okay, and then as we move to December, let's see. Scrolling down all these notes, kind of skimming through. I'm not going to read all of it. We'll be here all day. So the energy will begin. So after that release point at the end of November, the energy will begin climbing higher. Because what we will release by the end of November will be the finished, completed codes and activations, what we're ready to step into. So November or December is going to continue climbing higher for the collective. And then... Okay, here we go. This is a better, easier breakdown. So the energy of November release will be the solid launching pad, and December's energy will be our rocket ship, basically, to lift off. So basically, that's going to be a lot of what we're going to propel off of. That's going to be a lot of hot, a lot of fiery information. Also, will be in Sagittarius season at that point in December. So the Sagittarius energy, that fire sign, definitely, very steadfast, very fast moving. Always raising that bow and arrow to the highest point of truth that it can see at that point. So wherever we are as a collective in the Sagittarius energy, by that point, by the end of the year, whatever is the highest point of truth and awareness we can see as an individual in ourselves and also as a collective human race, that is where we are going to basically launch towards at that point, moving into 2022. Okay, so it's a lot of jam-packed information and energy, and what we've gone through in this year and what we've experienced, what we've been suppressed and just kind of choked up to our necks with at this point, the collective is ready to talk. They're ready to push back and speak up for themselves, take their power back and like, look, you're not doing this to my children, you're not doing this to my family, you're not fucking up our lives, you're not doing this to the world. We got to figure out that, like, you can't just let people just run around doing what they want. Eventually, you got to say no. And the collective is getting that very hard lesson right now is you keep just going with what you're told to do. You keep just letting people step on you. It's going to get uglier and uglier and uglier until you say, no, fuck off. Okay? You got to get your balls. Every single other person on this damn planet's got to get their balls and realize, like, look, this is my life. This is my body, my experience. You're not going to tell me what to do with it. That's up to me. It's my responsibility and accountability. And yes, you may have given that power over, so you can't blame, but you do have to speak up for yourself and take your power back now. You gave it over, you were duped, you were manipulated, you were deceived. All in all, it takes two to tango. So there's no blame. There's no pushing off on one person. Everyone's accountable, right? But how do we correct this? Is by you getting your power back with you, so then you're empowered to deal with your stuff, okay? It's going to kind of be impossible if you're scattered all over the place and still expecting other people to do things for you. That's not going to help you get your stuff in alignment. Okay, so that's kind of like the tough love approach to really being direct, but this is where we're at. Okay, we have less than 2 months left now of the year. Stop playing around with yourself. Stop taking it so easy. Laxity. Do you see what's going on in the world? Did you see what happened 2 days ago? You see Astral World? Like, the energies ain't playing around. All this stuff is going to keep happening. It's going to keep getting worse and worse. And the sick thing? These people are so sick, they get bored so easily, they have to think up of more twisted, nastier things to do. So, of course, it's going to get uglier. So, the only way to flip this is to stand up for ourselves and everybody, hold space, and we push for the highest timeline and learn to speak up. Be real, right? And as the collective catches on with this, the collective experience will start to mirror that back. So the main stage of the world will start to play out that as well. Get it? Everyone's so worried about what's going to happen in this, and president this, and this currency this, and all this. It's like, this, everything you're seeing and feeling and experiencing right now, this is following you, right? The human being is the first in the experience. We're manifesting this, right? So everything that's played out, it's too late to worry about it. It's already done. By the time you see and you can touch it in the physical experience or you've heard about it, it's too late for you to really do anything about it. It's already been manifested so much where it's come into the experience already. So really where you need to be focused at is where you're at, to flip the timeline, flip the energy, flip the experience. So where everyone needs to be at. And then everything that we're attached to and wanting to happen, that'll actually really happen once we clear the internal, right? It's like it's not going to happen outwardly before the internal process is complete. Okay? God's not going to bring you into heaven on earth before you have a divine vessel soul, a divine vessel with your soul in it, It's got to be you first. You got to choose that. There was a saying that my mom used to say all the time when I was little. She's like, you got to meet God halfway first. And it was like, that was important, just like, even though it's a little, 3D in a way, but it's a good point because that first part, like, you got to meet God halfway first means like you ain't sitting here on some chair with a margarita in your hand waiting for God to show up with your answers. You better have your butt out there applying yourself, doing something, working on it, figuring it out, right? When Mom was here, you know what she told us? She's like, do not come to me with problems. I don't want to hear it. I don't want problems. I want solutions. You come to me when you figure out, when you show me that you can apply yourself on your own and actually work out a solution or come up with some kind of plan, then come bring it to me and we can work together. But do not bring your shit into God's experience. Be like, look, God, here, all power one, I need you to deal with this. Like, you created this. You manifested this. You are the empowered one to fix it. Why does God have to intervene. That's the thing. And we keep disassociating with God and who we are, and it's a big thing. It's a big step for humanity to accept the word God. That's okay. It takes moments. However, understanding that you are not this helpless victim in reality, that everything's just happening to you and you just have all the short straws in life. No, that story doesn't work. It never did, and it's gone so dry at this point. Like it's nothing. Okay, it's time to wake up. It's time to be real. It's time to embrace the music and realize that we've all been on our own little islands, calling the shots, pointing at each other, thinking each other person's the problem, and we're not looking at ourselves and realizing that we're the ones traumatized or in pain. We're the ones with the issues, the resentment and bitterness that we haven't let go of. So of course, in our new interactions with people, it's just going to play out again. It'll keep going on until we can learn to let it go and move forward and realize that nobody's in charge here. We're here together to do it together. Okay?
Careful. That one's deadly.
What's it doing here if it's poisonous?
You're presuming that poison is bad.
Uh-huh.
On its own, the sap from this twig would kill you, but combine it with the nectar from this flower, and suddenly it contains incredible healing properties. Let me ask you, how confident are you in your ability to discern good from evil?
Usually pretty obvious.
And your basis for something being good is what?
What if it helps me? Or the people that I love?
And evil?
If it's harmful. If it hurts someone I care about.
So, pretty much you are the judge.
Yeah, I guess.
You ever been wrong? Or changed your opinion over time?
Sure.
And there are billions like you. Each determining what you think is good and evil. And when your good clashes with your neighbor's evil, arguments ensue. Wars break out because all insist on playing God. You weren't meant to do any of that. All on your own.
Did you hear that last part? Y'all were not meant to do any of that. All on your own. It's meant to be a joint thing. We're here in unity as a one collective. We move forward as one collective. It wasn't meant to be like a plan of 8 billion rulers and they're trying to all like overpower and conquer each other and rule each other. Like that does not work. Yeah, but it's a game very much a lot of the population is still trying to play out even till today. Trying to dominate the world, trying to rule, be king of the sandbox still. Still haven't really gotten over that thing, So, we have a long ways to go still, which can happen so fast though. That's the thing. Time is not linear, and what can still look like a very long road to go still can happen seemingly overnight if everyone, truly can make that jump. You never know. So don't put anything past anybody. So, okay, it's not muted. Cool. All right, we're going to pull a card for everybody. And I already picked a number for the card pulling. So, everybody on Facebook, go ahead and post a number that you feel it is, number 1 through 100. I've already written down the book, so I will show you all that when we read the comments. Everybody on Telegram, you can just go to the mute button and you can unmute yourself. Or you can go back to the posting that's in the Telegram chat. where you join the chat as a listener. You can comment in that box below what number you want to pick if you want to participate. You don't have to. All right. So we're going to get this reading underway. So this is card number 11. So this is for Butterfly Spirit. Transformation is beautiful. Hello, Chewini beautiful. What you doing, love? Oh, princess. So this is number 11. You want to come up here? Yeah. Oh. Chewini. Alright, so we're going to go to number 11. So number 11, transformation is beautiful. Joy in the beautiful lightness of being alive and creative in the world is the focus when Butterfly Spirit flutters before you. Transformation is inevitable as you grow into your most beautiful, empowered self. Indeed, you will go through some uncomfortable stages as you let go of the forms of your life that no longer fit the new you. Even relationships must go through shifts to match your new emerging self. If you focus on the beauty and not the challenges, stop taking yourself too seriously, and choose to be playful, loving, and joyous, you will soon know the miracle your soul wants to experience through you. Today is a day for joy, so alight. Look around and see the beauty that is everywhere and in everyone, including you. Transformation does not have to be as traumatic or dramatic as things may seem to be right now. Remember, change is the only true constant. When you resist it, you create a tension within you as you refuse to accept the inevitable. In this moment, you might have forgotten the beauty and joy of life as it moves through its seasons, as nature dictates. You are being faced with a choice now. You can struggle with the current conditions, refusing to surrender, and see through the lens of lack and loss. Or you can surrender to the grace that is calling you to allow life to take its course. Moving through the sadness and disappointment. Surrender will soften you, inviting you to bask in gratitude and seeing through the lens of curiosity. These are the keys to tuning in to the infinite potential available to you now. Butterfly Spirit knows the beauty and delight you are on the brink of discovering. Let go and trust that it is here for you. Yay! All right. How are we doing with the numbers? Let's check out the comments. All right, we got Anna for 69. And all the way to the top, we got let's see. We got Nicole, 23. Katie, it's got 8. Amanda's 45. Jason, 26. Roxy, 77. Brianna, 50. Missy's got 19. Let me look at this book. I'll give everyone a couple more moments to put the number that they feel it is, and then we're gonna move forward. Gotta get my book. All right. I forgot the number that I put again. I had to look at it in the book. All right, let's see who's got the number. Who's got the number? Who's got the number? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Like this time I'm going actually out to like my main inboxes, because I've noticed sometimes when we're doing this, like people actually like directly message me on Telegram and I don't see it because my phone's actually on, like actually in the chat room on the chat. So making sure I cover all bases. All right. Let's see. All right, Martin got 17 for you. Coolio. You're so beautiful. Love you, princess. All right. What number? All right. Gonna call it quits in 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, folks. Let's see. Number is gonna be 85. There you go. I think you can see that. There you go. Yep, you can see it. So number is 85 in the book, folks. Let's look and see who got close. I don't feel anyone got the actual number. Julian said 14 for him. I don't feel anyone got the number exactly, but who was the closest one to 85? Let's see. Actually, I feel it's Roxy. All right, it's Roxy. So Roxy gets another card pulling. So 85. And everyone had a fair try. Okay, I don't want to hear none of that sore loser stuff like, oh well, Roxy got one last time. Like, well, who cares? Maybe Roxy needs another one. You know, like, don't do the sore loser stuff. We can all be very good sports about this, and we can love each other and be grateful that, you know, definitely we're all getting the healing and support and the love that we need to receive right now. And who knows, maybe if you transform that right now, maybe next time it'll be you. Maybe that's the lesson. You never know. Maybe it's all a test. Never underestimate the angels. They always love to trigger. Okay? So, let's see what Roxy's got in this. And also true, I mean, like, Roxy, like, she might be in the hot seat today. You don't know. Do you want to be in the hot seat today? I would just surrender and accept that this is highest, you know? So, so this is the one that fell out. So, Groundhog Spirit, time to let go. Beautiful timing with that card. Number 31 is a cool looking groundhog with some, like, some facial decoration, Indian looking stuff. It's kind of cool. So, all right. So number 31. So, all right. Endings lead to beginnings, and death is a part of life. So Groundhog Spirit is here to let you know that it is time to accept the natural ending of something that is no longer serving you. We love to hold on to what is familiar, but the new needs space to arrive so growth can occur. When Groundhog Spirit appears, it is a sign there is something in your present situation that you need to let go of so that something new can be born, something that will far better serve you now. When the groundhog sees its shadow, he retreats for his den. So too might you yearn for a little more time to say goodbye and transition into the new. However, change is coming, and it is good. So let go of your resistance. Spring brings many blessings, and what must die will always be reborn in a new form that will be right for you. Life requires change and detachment. Say farewell to whatever once served you, and get ready for something amazing to take its place. Spirit is already sending it your way. Have you been relentless in your efforts to revive something that has passed its prime and needs to die away? A situation, a relationship, a belief, or a habit that served you once but no longer fills you with vitality. Perhaps you automatically expect to see the world through a specific lens based on the familiar. Groundhog Spirit has appeared to let you know it's time to accept the past is the past. So allow yourself to feel the loss and grieve it if you need to. Any sadness will not last forever or overwhelm you. Knowing Spirit is within you and wants you to experience joy and excitement again will help you through this transition from the old into the new. Keep your eyes open, for the winter always gives way to spring and endings always give birth to beginnings. For now, let yourself feel your emotions, releasing them to make way for the joy that awaits you. Spring and new growth are on their way, for that is Spirit's promise to you. Beautiful. So that is Groundhog Spirit, number 31 for you. All right. Anything on the docket for Roxy Angels? Let's say. All right, lab. So currently, a little bit of intimidation moving forward in your life with certain things. That's all right. It's quite common for the rest of us. So definitely a little bit of a power struggle there in the solar plexus with the internal will. And this definitely comes when we don't feel confident or we feel like we're strong enough to do something on our own. We tend to fight back what we already know we have to move forward with anyways and accept it anyways. But we actually make it worse, like a worse experience than it has to be. And we end up suffering a lot more than we need to, right? And that's what a lot of what Groundhog Spirit was actually talking about too is, you know, if you need extra moments just to grieve and say goodbye, do that. But, you know, see the truth though. Realize that it's over. It's done. Okay? And so whatever you're struggling with and letting go and moving forward without, and that's like the strong, you know, that's where the angels really come in heavy on that last part is moving on without, you know. So this is a lot of energy in the letting go and moving forward without it. And it's because a lot of times we've identified ourselves so much with it, we don't know who we are without it anymore. We're scared to know what we will become, what we'll look like, what that life's going to be like without all the familiar things that we're so used to being there all the time with us. Okay, and that's where it can make it really intimidating and definitely very, you know, suffocating in a lot of ways just for you to even, you know, entertain the idea of taking that on by yourself. It's too overwhelming. And so this is where we procrastinate. We try to stall, stagnate, try to distract and go aloof all the time because we know it's coming, but we're trying everything we can just to deny it for some moments more before we have to deal with ultimately the inevitable. It's like you're suffering. You know, the longer we choose to hold ourselves out of it because you're creating more pressure, you know, and you already know it's moving that way, you know, and then you don't need these things. Okay. The attachments and the angels say we don't need to be specific right now. We can be very, you know, tactful and in general about a lot of things because it also reaches a lot of people, but you know what they're talking about, you know exactly what they're getting at, right? And this is where we just have to be really transparent. Like, look, I am letting myself slide on this. I'm letting my ego pull me into lower thoughts, pain, suffering, guilt, shame. For what? Just forgive yourself and let it go. Okay? There's so many things we got to get through, so many layers. You can't stay there forever. You can't be that version, that aspect of yourself forever. Okay? There's so much more to you. There's so much more that wants to come out, that wants to bloom and grow. And even if we don't feel like we get the closure we want, and this is coming from Mom, even if we don't get the closure that we want, you still have to be willing to push forward and let it go. Forgive yourself, give yourself the closure, but do not wait on other people. You'll be waiting forever, okay? That's not something it's not self-love at all to wait for other people, for you to move forward with your experience, okay? So accept that you are enough. You have everything within you. You need nothing else outside yourself. You need nobody else outside yourself for you to complete yourself, okay? And you will be okay moving forward without this, okay? It's not even who you are. It's just something that got you through certain times, okay? And you needed to get through those times. So don't judge yourself either, and don't have opinions, and don't be condescending with yourself about how you lived those experiences either, because it is all what it needed to be. And here we make a new choice because it doesn't have to be the same anymore. It can be something new. All right, beautiful. I love you, love you, love you. That is for you, beautiful Roxy. Let's see. Did we do a card for everybody? Yes, we did. That was a butterfly card. Thank you, angels. All right, let's see who is chilling on the stream. Dun 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 dun. Oh, some people have gotten off, but on Telegram still, we've got Anna, we got Destiny, Martin, Julian, Andre, Ali, and on Facebook, we've got Mike Fortune. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Fortune has graced us with his presence. Welcome, Mike Fortune. We got Missy Craig, we got Casey, we got Nairi, we got Roxy, Sean, Mary Preston, we got Krista, we got Penny, Tina, June, Linda, we got Malin, Taylor, Danielle, Emma, Katie, I hope I pronounced your name correctly, Onofrio or something like that. I'm really horrible with names, so I apologize in advance. Let's see, we got Amanda, we got Joy, we got Pamela, Diane, we got Kaya, we got Brianna. All right, looks like that might be... Oh, we got Jamari, Chris, and we have Neil. Welcome, 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 every one of you beautiful divine nuggets, souls of love and light. Welcome to the stream. Let's see. Any questions in the comments? Let's see. Nairi says, so my housemate had the vax and he has multiple personalities now. I heard 4 peeps in his room the other night. All him. One sounded not nice at all. That doesn't sound very reassuring. I mean, I don't know. Anybody else had the vax? He seems to be having split personality disorders or things not quite right upstairs. Are we losing the marbles yet, folks? Let's see. Let's see. I agree. She said that was beautiful. Something I've been feeling into. Thanks for the confirm. You're welcome, beautiful. Definitely full speed ahead, Roxy. You got this, love. Mom's confirming it. You are empowered. Be your light. Okay? We got Danielle. I made a decision today without overthinking. One small step for self-trust. One giant leap towards my greatest, grandest self. Absolutely, you get it. And that's the most important thing, is to even realize that you're overthinking. A lot of times you're thinking so far into it, you don't even realize you're overthinking it. Right? So if you can be observant and aware enough to realize, like, okay, whoa, I'm putting too much thought into this, and pull yourself back, that's amazing. That's a big advancement and a progress for a lot of people on this planet, because most of the time people are just so unconscious they don't even catch it. Right? So to be present enough to be like, wait, too many thoughts. I'm just going to walk away for a moment, clear myself. I'll come back to it in a moment when I'm in a different energy, when I'm not so freaking out or trying to analyze the whole thing about it, or just when I'm calm, when I'm stable, when I'm in a sense of peace and love, then I will deal with this. That's powerful. That shows mastery. So definitely kudos to you, love. Thank you, beautiful, for sharing that. Timothy said, I got the vax and I'm perfectly fine. Actually pretty damn good. Well, glad you were fine, brother. Definitely everyone out there. No, it's a joint experience for everybody. I know a lot of people don't want to get it and have to get it for job reasons or whatever purpose they need to continue living or existing within their ecosystem where they are on the planet, or some people that want to get it. They definitely needed to get it. So, I mean, it's whatever everyone's lessons are and the experience that comes out with that. It's up to each soul. But I'm definitely grateful that people aren't like just literally like laying in the street right now having seizures. Like, I definitely don't want that experience for anybody. But just be careful, be cautious, be aware of what we're putting in our bodies, and just what the respect and honor we do deserve. And learning how to nurture and support ourselves a lot better than we have been, because if you look at it honestly, it hasn't really been much. So, I mean, hell, most people probably treat their car better than they do their own body, and that's sad. Okay, you treat a machine better than you do your own body. Ugh, we gotta flip these things, folks. So, I love all of you beautiful divine folks. I hope everyone takes care and enjoys the evening time and the night and has a good morning waking up tomorrow. Just to re-heart, we have a lot of energies still piling in. It's intense. Definitely don't get into the whole speed fiasco. The energy is accelerating. It's speeding up. We don't have to worry about running around doing something. It's going to be brought to you. Okay, so a lot of it's about being present and balanced within yourself. Breathing through these moments all day long, every day, as you make your way through the progress. And definitely tomorrow, November 9th. That's also what the angels had shared was going to be a big collective trigger, whatever that looks like. I don't know shit. I'm just sharing what the angels share. So we will have to see. We'll see what evolves from that, and definitely some interesting things about something I heard about, the Queen dying apparently, and that they had reset the currency and all this stuff was going down, which took place today. And so I don't know shit. Again, it seems like a lot of things are on the move, and especially since the whole November 6th, 5th time frame, the grief collectively popped off. It's fascinating now that I look at it, like how the angels are sharing that, the morning of the 6th of grief day. That's when people woke up realizing that a bunch of people died at Astroworld. It's like maybe your friends went to go to the concert and maybe they didn't come home that next morning. That's fucking crazy. And just the whole nature, again, all that. So, as the energies are picking up and we're getting to 1111 portal, it's going to pull a lot of dark shit up to the surface to be exposed for everyone to see and become aware of it. That way it can get cleaned up, okay? Because the less people that are aware of it, the less people that know, the more it can hide, the more it can continue. But you put that shit out there and people start really catching on to that like fire, something has to happen now. Too many people know. Too many people are aware. Too many people want a solution now, right? And that's something that the Cabal has tried everything to try to slow that process down. So, definitely heads up. Who knows? Lots of things coming in. Stay grounded. Drink water. Do your ceremonies. Love yourself. Be patient and kind and gentle to yourself and your neighbor. Everyone's going through shit, and you don't know what they're going through. So, unless you know, don't know shit. Move forward, be loved to everyone, treat everyone as you would like to be treated, and we will all arrive to a better place, okay? I love you all. Good night, and we will see you all tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Mountain Time and 8 a.m. Eastern Time with Buddha and Jerry for morning live stream, and I will see you all tomorrow evening. Also, just another update for the 1111 portal day. We got a lot of things going on, so just a re-heart. Everyone who's on the... Everyone who gets on the morning live streams in the morning time with Buddha and Jerry, up into the 1111 portal, participating in the live streams, everyone who's in that, actively interacting, your name will get put into a raffle. And so basically on the 1111 portal day, a name will be drawn out of the raffle for a plasma technology, 5D plasma pyramid. And we actually have one to show right now. So this is a new one that was just done. Look at that. That's beautiful, isn't it? So these are the plasma pyramids, 5D technology, and they're super powerful. But the applications for these things are enormous. You can do a lot of things with these things. So definitely, there's a big old workshop, actually. I feel that Gabriel has already finished, that anyone who would like to learn more about the plasma pyramids or learn how to work with them, build them, make them yourself, learn to interact with the energy, definitely that's already there for you. So definitely reach out to us if you like something like that, or to get involved with understanding learning. But yeah, that's what's being raffled up for 1111 portal. So, and I'm not sure what day that is. It's a Thursday. Okay. So on Thursday, so that literally is 2 days from now. So tonight, so we have 2 more mornings before that date. So definitely get on that stream, folks. Participate, be there, show up, say, hey, I'm here. I love you. I should, literally, it's not that hard to and this is another part of the goal here too, because there's a lot of people that get on stream and they don't interact. You're there, we can feel you, we know you're there, but you're not saying anything. You're not asking questions. You're not helping us connect with you at all. So then it's like, this is usually when it comes back to us a lot of times with tons of questions and tons of just like confusion, because like you're not doing your part. And like, if you don't understand something, comment. If you would like a question answered, comment. Like somebody on this team is going to get to you, if not someone's answering on the stream. We have so many platforms, but like if you are just going to sit there and not help yourself, if you're not going to help, do anything, like interact, say hello, use your voice, move those little fingers on the keyboard and just say, hi, I'm here. Anything, instead of just sitting there like a bump on the log. Show us that you're alive. Show us that you are active and you're trying to grow. You're trying to heal yourself and, applying it. That's all. So definitely this will be a motivation, definitely a fun thing to encourage that participation from everybody and get everyone more inspired, I guess, hello, and definitely we're getting more just like those deeper holiday seasons. So definitely this one, everyone gets more like, mushy, oh, I'm gonna hug you type stuff. Yeah, we're gonna cut out all the fake superficial shit and get to like the more real stuff about like really being vulnerable with each other, being open. And the only way to do that is by being real with yourself. Okay, so it starts with you and then it reflects outward. Okay, so good points to make for everyone. I love you all. Take care of yourself, and we will see you all tomorrow. Mwah. Take care.
I